Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor. I'm back with another chapter, another segment, another session, a full reading, the teachings of Peter Hotep, the oldest book in the world. Everything going with y'all. With myself, I'm pushing through. It's been a semi-successful year. I am glad we made it out of COVID. I am glad the body count, the death count has came to a cease as far as these viruses is going. It's still violence. There's still ignorance. You know, you would think people will understand that it's time to wake up, that there's a domestic war battle going on in America. And it's been proven, it has been showed that we can be touched. And if all we're going to teach is ignorance, if all we're going to teach our youth is money, why did Martin Luther King Jr. die? Why did Malcolm X die? Why did Emmett Till die? Why have all the leaders that forged a way for the black community to exist when at a time they was going to annihilate the black community? Why did they die for us? I know I owe them something. I know for a fact I owe them something. Do you owe them anything? They brought us out of slavery. They brought us into equal opportunities. Peep this right. Please like, share, subscribe, follow. Like I said, I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Truth Social. Hey, I'm more right than I'm wrong. I'm more politically correct for the black community than I'm not. Let's erase the stigma. Let's erase the statistics. Let's change it around. If we teach our kids to be themselves, if we teach our kids to pray, if we teach our kids there is a tomorrow, there will be a whole lot of Malcolm X's, Coretta Scott Kings, Betty Shabazz, Martin Luther Kings in our presence to make our future better, to make their future better. Anywho, let's get into this reading. We left off at coming into another chapter, and the title of this chapter is, and this might be a good one because that means Peter Hotep even had instructions to a woman. The title of the chapter is Views on Women. And when you say woman, that's more than one, right? Because it's M-E-N, not M-A-N, right? When you say woman, that's singular. When you say woman, that's plural. It has been said with some truth of codes of morals and laws that what is omitted is almost as important as what is included. But we must not carry this too far. I want to back that up a little bit. I really want to explain something. I want to back it up. And by now, I don't give a hoot. I really don't care whether a woman speak. I really don't care if a woman put a view on it. I really don't care if a woman go in the street and talk the most nastiest things about me. That just explains to me you're a woman that can't accept the truth. Peep this out. When you're dealing with most women, from what I've learned, you understand? I learned. I'm not going off what you learned. I'm going off what I learned. Women omit a lot of things. And when I say omit, they leave things out. They don't even want you to talk about them. They don't want you to speak of nothing y'all have done together unless y'all was exclusive. We all should understand what exclusive means. You're their boyfriend. You're their man friend. You're their husband. See that slinky, whatever how it goes, slinky, look, that cheating moment should never be talked about. That cheating moment is something that woman wants you to carry to the grave. That moment you seen her with some little holy panties on, she got holes in her panties, you supposed to carry that to the grave. That moment she, let's just say, all day gave you head. That supposed to go to the grave unless she's a whore in these streets. She want to use you as advertising. Understand? You get me now? That is the way of a woman. Women. You understand? You're supposed to keep your mouth shut. You're supposed to keep their secrets. You got me? When I say a lot of you men of today, your mama raised a ussy because y'all talk too much. You understand? There's women in this world I would never talk about. There's things women have done for me I would never talk about. They don't have to tell me this is to go to the grave. I know the situation and I understand the moment we was in. I would never speak about it. Let's go and get back into this. We should be foolish indeed did we assert that those things omitted from such a code as Ptah-hotep's were not practiced or not held to be important in his day. You got it? It was not important in before Christ's days. Women lived a code. Women were seen, never to be heard. You understand me? Now I know I've said the queen goes out, keep peace amongst the people. You understand what I'm saying? She had a advisor. You got what I'm saying? She had someone to speak. You see the queen. You understand what I'm saying? But see, that voice in that face that comprehends for the kingdom. The kingdom is like the citizens. You understand what I'm saying? The message get relayed. Sometimes, yes, the queen, you get to touch the queen. You get to tell the queen things. The queen get to explain to the kingdom, to the people in the kingdom, let's keep some peace. Our Pharaoh doing the best they can do. When such and such come in, things will get better. You understand this now? For example, he knows nothing, as a higher critic would say, of kindness to animals. But we know from many things that the Egyptians treated animals kindly and made much of them as pets. Come on now. Does that not back up when I was explaining to you that that elephant can, this the day of worship, that elephant can feed the whole kingdom. And then our thinking went into, okay, what else can this elephant do besides provide meat? Okay, to train this elephant, I need to be kind with this elephant. I need to be gentle with this elephant. If you understand animals, the day you treat that animal like a piece of mess, that animal will start going against you, will bite you. You understand? They say this right here about pit bulls. Watch how you feed them, because there will be a day you become their meal. You get it? You can starve them. You can go out there, beat them. You can do all that you want to a pit bull. That pit bull brain is just like a human brain. Don't forget none of it. None of it. In the very tomb of that Ptahhotep mentioned above, who may be our author, is depicted the bringing of 3 dogs and a tame monkey to him while he is dressing, possibly so that he may feed them himself. And this kindly feeling obtained throughout Egyptian history. They treated animals more as dumb friends in those days than might have been a priori expected, and more perhaps than any other nation of antiquity. Again, he knows nothing of duties to the mother, although he is so insistent on duties to the father. But the high position of women and their matriarchal privileges, matriarchal privileges oppose any deduction that Egyptian manners were somewhat to seek in this direction. Kigeminas says of the unsociable man that he is a grief to his mother. And another moralist of uncertain date, perhaps 12th dynasty, about BC 2700, named Ini, is explicit on this matter. He says to his son, I gave thee thy mother, she that bore thee with much suffering. She placed thee at the chamber of instruction for the sake of thine instruction in books. She was constant to thee daily, having loaves and beer in her house. When thou art grown and hast taken to thee a wife, being master in thy house, cast thine eyes on the one that gave thee birth and provided thee with all good things, as did thy mother. Let her not reproach thee, lest she lift up her hands to the God and he hear her prayer. I want to say this to those that read their Bibles. I'm gonna put this down right quick. I got it marked so it'll be easy for me to come back. I want to say this to those that read their Holy Bibles, their Catholic Bibles, their Christian Bibles, their Baptist Bibles. Have you studied in the Old Testament? If you have studied in the Old Testament, everything I've read, not per se what it's saying, but how it's saying, that, what else? Thou, Thou. That is the way the language is presented. Now we all know and we've came to the conclusion that's Jewish culture. So what's written right here and what I've read, that's another stamp on Peter, the teachings of Peter, the instructions of Peter Hotep has been rewritten, right? Right? My common sense explains to me, being that you understand Jewish culture, either the fruit is left here or it's trickery. You understand? And see, the reason it don't stop me from reading, the reason it don't stop me from buying books, the reason it don't stop me from understanding my culture, because there has to be some truth somewhere. There's some truth that lay in these books. There's some truth that is needed out of Kemet, out of Egypt, that holds a truth in history, that backs a truth in history, that stamps a truth in history for another particular culture's history. This is needed to protect the truth in Europe. This is needed to protect the truth in Asia. This is needed to protect the truth, this land we call America. It protects it, it backs it, it explains it more better. And most remarkable of all omissions, there is nothing said as to duties to the gods. In Egypt, whose gods are beyond counting, where almost everybody was a priest. You understand? Peep this, right? I'm going to give you this fruit right now, so that when I get into Genesis, I hope you follow me over into Genesis. Because as I explained to you, in the Holy Bible that King James wrote, the Old Testament, that is the Egyptian Book of Dead, but it's just been rearranged in a Jewish culture. You get me? The beginning, the endings, the stories. It just been flipped over into Jewish culture. I'm not saying David and Goliath ain't true. I'm not saying that. You got me? I'm not saying the story of Cain and Abel is not the story of Horus and Seth. You get me? Do you understand me now? Pick your Bible up and read it. You understand me? Get you a dictionary if you don't understand. Because it's time to not listen to these preachers. It's time to listen, process it through research. They can be wrong. They took an oath. They took a seminary class, I believe what it's called, and there's an oath they have to take. Honestly speaking with you, there's a way this has to be presented to the world. If you're gonna preach it, if you're gonna teach it, if you're gonna do this under their clergy, you're gonna do it their way. And that's why these preachers get an email on Friday. This is what we're teaching. You understand? And this is what they have to figure how to teach on Sunday. And if you ever notice, some of these preachers go a little against the grain, but they make sure the lessons that's put in that email is told first. Then they tell you, something hit my spirit this morning, so come on, turn to such and such, because they have the time, right? Right? Because they stay within the border of their oath. Let's go and get back in this. And most remarkable of all omissions, there is nothing said as to duties to the gods. In Egypt, whose gods are beyond counting, where almost everybody was a priest, Peter Hotep himself, a holy father and beloved of the God, has no word to say on religious. obligations, devoting his work entirely to the principles of charity and duty to one's neighbor. You get it? He ain't speak too much about religion. As I said, he what? He's Congress. As I said, could gymnase who? Congress. If you're in any type of judicial system, you cannot bring religion into it. That's a no-no. You get me? At one time, you put your hand on the Bible. You got what I'm saying in these courtrooms. They ask you that, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I haven't been on a courtroom in a long time, but I don't think they do that no more. They just ask you, are you guilty or are you not guilty? It was a time they had religion in our school system. Remove that. They did a key gymnast. Remove that. They ported that out of our school system. Why? Because it's different cultures. This culture does not want that influence in their child's ear. You get me? I understand the protection. I really do. I really, really do. I understand it. Because honestly, I wouldn't want Jewish culture in my child's ear. Not at that age. Not at that age. I wouldn't want Islam in their ear at that age. You get me? So I get it, I understand it, and I never spoke against it. I never spoke against it. It is seemingly sufficient to him that one do the right in this world, without thinking over much about the other. This is the more curious in that other writers of the same class have many injunctions regarding worship and sacrifice, and so complete is his reserve touching this matter, so important in the eyes of other Egyptians, that it is easy to believe that it was intentional. We may even discern in him a protagonist of the modern ethical school, whose adherents may be interested to find their views implicitly held so long ago. Well, we out of views of a woman, and it didn't touch a lot. You get me? I believe the best way to say this is that the fruit is hidden. It's for you to figure these words, figure what's being said, explain it, process it. And like I said, you know, if you really catch up on my full readings, if you really understand what I'm saying is that when literature began in Kemet, only the writer could understand it. I don't believe the kingdom. I don't believe the people within the kingdom could understand what was being said to them. The person that wrote it understood it. So it was a challenge. It was a challenge to get the people of the kingdom to understand what's being said. This is blah, 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 blah. You get me? This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're not going to do this. And when you're a people that's forging a civilization, you may have 3 to 4 different opinions how this is supposed to be done. Anywho, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please go like, share, subscribe, follow. Do yourself a favor. I did myself one. Now do yourself a favor. Anywho, I'm out. I love you.